So hello ladies and gentlemen, we're just trying to get a stream going here. Just checking my sound. It doesn't appear as though my desktop audio is coming through. Right. So we should be hearing game sound right now. That's it, but not working. Let's put it on a couple more channels. See what's going on. So we're not hearing our games audio just at the moment. Monitor output 1, 2, 3.
Looking for ways to make money? Join Rob Moore.
I'm just looking for my channel. and trying to hear if it is actually coming through the mic. So anyway, if it is working and you do come to the Invictus week, and yeah. So anyway, if it is working and you do come to Invictus week, and yeah. Right, so cut all that. Let's just start the video from here. Yeah, so this is the Invictus week. This is where we should really start the screen. It's a bit of a crappy picture. Yeah, so this is Invictus week. It is 2025 and it's from the 15th to the 27th, I believe. It will tell you somewhere. So to hire the ships, you used to go straight up to the actual ship and click on one of the little platforms, little display things, but you don't do that now. So like that little podium here, and it used to have the hire the ship on it. My counterpart's account, what my grandson plays on, which is a free account, he is stuck in that ship there, in the Myra Guardian MX. So if anybody's watching this and they're also playing, can they go and let him out? I can't seem to get in the same server with him every time. Guardian MX. So it's right in the main hall as you come up the main stairs. Right, so the way that you hire your ships then is just to go to these screens. There's a bank of them over that side on the left and a bank over here on the right, and you just go up to the machines. Currently my graphics card isn't showing all of the details. It is for my son, my grandson, so mine's not coming up very well. And then obviously that's all of the manufacturers, but if you just go to the single manufacturers, you'll see you've got one ship there, and you would just select Mustang Delta, sorry, confirm the rental, got it, and then you would go the Mira Pulse, which I'm not keen on. A lot of these are fighter ships, of course, and I'm not into the gunship battles or anything. To be honest with you, the constant chasing after ships, even the AI type, which is supposedly easier to kill than a real person, unless that real person's a complete numpty like me when they're flying. And basically I'll do the Fury. I'll just rent them all just for the laugh. You know, it's like a 2 days rental, as you'll see if you read it. The Guardian. Are you sure? Yes. And then where you are below the Guardian, I thought there was more ships. Guardian MX. It's 2 days rental, it says there. You should be able to select, you know, how many days you want it for, but they just across the board, giving everybody 2 days, which is fine. Starlancer MX. I've already sort of got one of those. Well, I've had one of those before, I think. The Gemini. And all of these will be available in your fleet manager, the Tanya. These are Misc-reliant Tanyas. Also, it's nice to buy a t-shirt and a hat when you're walking in. So as you come off the train platform, look to the left and the right just before you get in the elevators to come up to the main convention. Did I just get that one? I'm quite annoyed with the game because I had a lot of ships that I'd purchased in-game credits type of thing. I've only got the Aurora MR. So below the Starlancer TAC, nothing. I'm sure I got that one. You can just quickly rewatch. I can't. So most people's games run a bit crap because of your internet connection. So if your game's always lagging out, one of the things that I've found is I go to a speed test, online speed test thing, whichever your internet service provider tells you to use. And currently I'm using a thing called Glasswire, as you can see. Maybe you can't see it. No, you can't. So I'd have to create another window on there. But Glasswire is another piece of software you install on your computer, and when you put it on your computer, there is some tabs at the top. The leftmost one says traffic monitor, and it'll tell me I'm getting 600 megabytes currently. But while I'm sat here talking to you and just playing the game, it drops down and down and down and down and goes to about 30 megabytes, and that makes the game stutter like mad. And there's no way of keeping it apart from hitting the test my internet speed. So what that does is most internet service provider companies are actually saying, let's pretend that we're offering people the right speed all the time, but let's throttle everything. It's really naughty of them. They should be getting a slap on the wrist, and you should ask for your money back if this is happening to you, really, because I'm making complaints all the time to my internet service provider. Basically, they say I'm supposed to have 400 megabytes up and down 100% of the time, 24/7. That's what I pay for, and it costs me about 80 quid a month for my internet service. And yet I can't play my games, especially when they're online. It's like Battlefield lagging, Call of Duty lagging, this lagging, some other games that I play lagging all the time when they're online and they need action and you need to move about. So this is what I'm currently getting, 692 megabytes per second, and that's what it looks like. And if there's any stuttering out like that, it's because of my computer. So I've already been looked at the ships upstairs, and I don't really want this to be too much of a spoiler for you. Look, why did they rope this off? Why don't they just let you walk in there? Because they've got nothing, that's why. It's like a stage that they've set up. But we could maybe go in there and play with something, even if they put a vehicle in there, one that's already copied over from the other side. This is where we are, in the lower nuts of it, the Ursa. So I've got one of these, or I had one of these. I haven't been to my hangar yet because I had to recreate my character and everything. So at these Games Weeks, if you've not played Star Citizen, it's not on Steam or anything. It's a separate game. You have to go to Roberts Space Industries and on the website, just searching for RSI or Robert Space Industries. That's what RSI stands for. And technically, sometimes when you get into vehicles, you can't get out, so I'm holding Y to get out of the vehicle. Obviously, you can't switch them on, and if they've got weapons on, you can't fire the weapons, but, you know, sometimes it's quite tricky when you're getting in and out of the vehicles, because, so these seats fold up, and you could put a bit of cargo in here if you was using it for that, but it's a drop ship for troops, really, and it's basically a 2 to 4 man or 6 man vehicle. So once you've landed, 6 of you get in here. You know, you can see these seats do fold away, or you can sit down on them, of course. This is I've just done. You can get up, usually with W to walk forwards, your WASD keys, or you can also press and hold Y. F sometimes brings you out of a seat, but my grandson's character is stuck in a seat. In fact, he's just being kicked for inactivity, but it's not his fault. And by the way, my character is wearing the International Aerospace Expo t-shirt from last year that we had. So, and I just bought them jeans today. They're about £1,000 Alpha UEC, and I can't remember what cost the hat was. That's the DFA hat. And the Lamarck pants. I bought some black ones and some blue ones and some purple ones. All sorts of stuff. Where did he have that? I forgot I had that on me. And of course I've only got like just let me get the I've only just got 1 million credits. I had about 5 million, and I should have loads of shit in my hangar. Okay, Baldy. The air's going to be a bit thin for you, I reckon, if you go out like that. Where's your hat, mate? You should have a hat. Where's your helmet? They're trying to conscript you into the UAE, which is the UEC, is it? I don't know. Let's have a look what this. When duty calls, will you answer? No, I'll be engaged, mate. But busy on the toilet, crapping my pants. UEC. What's this? It's like all the back history of the law, as it were. LORE, or not law as in the law, but a lot of these players consider themselves to be the law in the game, coming up telling you, I'm scanning your cargo. The AI do that. I don't think there's any official police players in the game, apart from maybe there might be the odd mod who can take you out for being naughty. I don't think that happens though, because here the game rules are that obviously, yeah, so he's now stuck in that ship, I reckon. Because my grandson was. So if you see anybody in this ship, that's his armour. He's just brung his armour, and the only way into it is actually to climb up on the podium, walk around on this blue strip, and then not to get crushed by the door. And don't forget there's somebody in there, so if there is anybody in and they open the door, you'll get crushed, and then you're dead. So I'm approaching it gingerly, and I'm trying to get the call button. Yeah. So he's probably not going to get out of there without my help. If this is happening though, they should have some people, mods in the arena. Right, so he will be sat in there. We saw the mod. We saw it close. I don't want to get in it. Oh, that is the thing, innit? So I can't get out. I can't get in it because I don't want to open it. Because if I press the button, the only button for me will be to get in. Okay, so he's had it then. He'll have to check out, like my grandson did, with either inactivity. But we did. There's nobody there, and we did see him close the. He did close the thing. There he is. Can you get out now? Yeah, he's waggling his head. Is that he disappeared? He didn't. The chair didn't spin and let him out. He's been trying to get out of there, and he's had to do the same as my grandson's. He just sat there until he got despawned, but for inactivity. But he hasn't. He hasn't been in there 5 minutes, has he? And he hasn't come out the back either, by the way. So what he's done is he's turned his account off. I left that open, if you remember. So he would need to call it back up in order to get out. And yeah, it's not there, look. Oh dear. Yeah, looks like I was nearly dead then as well. So it's a bit of a glitchy ship, that one. I don't particularly dislike it, but it's not something I would choose to fly about in. But then again, I'm not a combat player, so give me a cargo ship. That's more my liking. And of course, I think we've just seen something like these. I've been in these already, so these are a bit weird because you can't get in when it's on this slope and you're standing upright. So what's that going to be like on a planet's surface? Do you know what I mean? Then once you're inside the vehicle, it stands you upright. So it looks like there's two like suit-like locker type things there. I don't know what they are. There's an engineering panel which is to be brought into the game. I don't know if you can see. Engineering terminal coming soon. There's your cockpit, and there's also a gunner's seat, but I don't know how the gunner works because there's no power on at the moment. You've got to be sat in the pilot seat or have someone in the pilot seat with the power on, and they don't let you power them up, of course, inside. And then you're sitting here, and usually the pilot gives access to the gunner, and then the gunner can switch his power on and off when he wants. And it says it's the rear gun, but I don't see any rear guns. Maybe it's a turret, I don't know, on the top, is it? Anyway, then the other one is very much the same. Again, another seat there, and I'm loath to sit in it. But these are two different models. I think one's got a different job, or maybe they're just displaying the front and the back, I don't know. and I'm loath once again to sit in the seat. Like I say, there's a starfighter in Hall 3-4. I forget what this one was called. It's got a really racy name on it. Pretty wild. Squadron 999 F8A Lightning. The F8A Lightning. It's got the stars on the wings as well, like so. It looks like it's also capable of atmospheric flight, which, you know, in most cases you don't need in StarCitizen, because it's nearly always like the spacecraft can hover anyway. So these wings are a bit pointless really if you've got non-atmospheric flight, you know, like a plane. But a plane can't fly in space, and a spaceship can't survive just in the air because there's nothing to hold it up without having thrusters and what have you. And I've been in this one. We've done this one before. I should really tell you what it is first. So we'll go and have a look at the sheet at the front. So it is the MISC StarLancer TAC, which I've rented one of these. Those looking for a versatile ship that can stand on its own in a fight. The engineers have upgraded the StarLancer TAC with an aggressive offensive package ready to face down the fire crest of foes, or the fiercest of foes. When you take on high risk, high reward job. When you take on a high risk, high reward job, the StarLancer TAC, what does TAC stand for, is here to make sure you and your crew are able to see it through to the very end. Yes, usually I do see it through to the very end when I die. Yet there is I noticed quite a lot of seats in this one. I'll show you them. When I first saw the seats and the quality of the actual upholstery, I thought this is a passenger vehicle. For, you know, for not just for maybe a bit of cargo. Somebody wants to take a bit of cargo somewhere, but also for so you can shut and open the door, like, you know. It's got quite a nice cargo ramp. But why doesn't that match with the other cargo ramp? And then there's a med bay. So we've also got these things here, and I was wondering what this is about. Is this a cargo elevator? But it seems to open on both sides. So, don't know. It can also go down to the floor, I reckon. Yeah. No, that's this deck what we're already on. Engineering deck. So you got these engineering panels. None of them work at the moment. This will be the controls, or the engines. Pulse engines, I suppose. Quantum drive. we can open that and have a look at what's inside. So all the engineer isn't fully on yet, so you basically take out this. You see it's got the blue outline around it. If you haven't seen StarCitizen before, all these big components, you can change them out. They're, cost maybe thousands, maybe 30,000 quid for some, or 100,000 quid for a quantum driver. I don't know what the prices are. Engineering terminal coming soon. But you don't actually take the component with you or bring it to your ship. You buy it at a shipyard, and then you fit it while you're there. So all these panels are able to be opened, and you can see we can't take that one out. We can't touch it. I wonder what that is. Access. Oh. It looks like it's, because it's red, I would say somebody's already pulled the fuse out. Fuse required. Yeah, somebody's already nicked the fuse out of it. That's, what they should do is have locks on everything. Because, right, so I was playing with a friend and I was just part of the crew. And one of the other crew members took the fuses, not knowing what they were. I don't think it was deliberately a bad. It wasn't his, his devil on his shoulder telling him to do it. He just did it because he didn't know what he was touching, and he took the. He actually admitted to taking him out, so that looks like it's a little bit of hidey hole space. So on some ships you have this, so you might get an inspection, say. And people who don't know that that's got a secret cubbyhole. Some ships do talk about this. Some ship logs, saying, "Oh, we've got a secret place." I would say just have a safe that you can't open, and then when authorities do board your ship to say we want to look in there, say you can't. Simple as that. You can't. So why is that? So because it's a safe locked by the person who's sending it, and if you want to cause a war. This government has sent me to collect this safe, this box, which it's a secure box. So we don't want you messing with it. And it's not unusual to come in here and find a couple of guys sat down, not AI, actual players, sat down talking at the chair. So it's the pooper. And some of the things work. I don't know, like that becomes a shower, but you don't actually get wet in this game. So, and there I am. My head sort of like my body dangles from my legs like it's fall flat. Oh, of course you can shut the door so you can get rid of the smells. Show you what it all looks like, just for a laugh. I'm only playing, So I've just had my shower. I don't want to go out there yet. There's another one there. Look. There's the bunk area for up to 4 crew. No, 8 crew, sorry. I can't count, can I? And you usually find on some ships it tells you what the bunk number is, but these don't have bunk numbers on. It's all these little details you see, so if me and you are on a ship together and you just come and get in my bunk, I'm going to be a bit annoyed, aren't I? Because I'm like, I don't want you sweating in my sheets. So it should say the bunk number. And then it should all be allocated. And if you haven't been allocated a bunk, then you don't get in, you can't get in it. Or if you do get in it, you might not have access to the door, for instance. So the guns go here, you store your guns out here. And the gun rack gets put away in the weapons locker for safe keeping. And then I would reckon there should be a button that only the captain has the code to. on the flight deck, and he'll report. His first officer will come down and say, "Are all the weapons secured?" Yes, all the weapons are secured. So if you're carrying maybe passengers, and you say to the passengers, "You've got full use of the facilities. We've got a crew deck for passengers. It's got, 8 bunks, 2 bathrooms, a small kitchen galley table bar where you can cook your own food and look after yourself because we're not servants, and you can sit and eat your dinner and all that. And you can even walk around the ship, but there's some areas you're not allowed to go in. And any weapons that you have must be checked and be put in there. And we will only release them to you should we need to be in defence of the ship. So we're taking you into a region where there could be a war going on, and you might be a soldier just travelling with us. But we don't want soldiers walking around our ship that are not part of our crew with guns. And you wouldn't be allowed in here because this is the engineering room, and the door would be shut and there would be a code on it, or you'd have a key card on you, and the only way somebody else would be able to get your key card is to knock you out, and then of course they would be in big trouble. So this is engineering, and we don't want you in here. And you'd get a quick tour, or you'd say, "Look, I would paint some of the floor red, and you're not allowed to stand on the red floor." That's it, you don't go. When you cross this red line and there's a red stripe, say like this red stripe all the way around, and there'd be a red stripe everywhere, look, you're not allowed in here. That's what I'd say. You're allowed in the yellow stripe areas, type of thing. But they don't do that in these ships. It would be logic, because if you're on a starship travelling, you would think that all these things were in place. You definitely wouldn't be going in here. You wouldn't even be coming in the corridors, because these 2 corridors, where was it? It might be this corridor. Yeah, so is that? Yeah, that's the same room. So how do you get out of this ship? I ain't lost, I'm just saying. So, but you can get lost in these ships. I have been lost in them before. So you go around here, and I'm just looking, how do you get past? You can't go this way, so this way wouldn't be the way you would go, unless that's your elevator. It is. So just here there will be a warning sign flashing saying no persons beyond this state. In fact, if you had potential dubious characters on board, you would have a guard stood here. That would be your job. As the guard, you stand here and make sure nobody passes, because they're not allowed to go down there. Or you'd have sensors in the roof telling you if there's any movement, and it'd say, "Look, you don't go past there." Certainly past here. So you could hide here, but I mean, the most people would, as a guide, you would stand here, wouldn't you, as if you was a guarding the place. So you would come up in the elevator from the cargo as a passenger, and only be able to go in there, and that would be off limits there as well. So just about here would be another sentry. You could even have robot sentries, or you could have a CCTV camera watching. So passengers can only go in there. So there's this. I don't know what this is. Gravity generator and life support. Yeah, you see, you don't want to mess with that, do you? And I would ask, why would it be there? In fact, if this is... so I'm just playing games all the time in my head when I'm looking at ships, and I'm sure that's what these people do who design these ships. What would this room be used for? How would you do it? It's like the famous quote, isn't it? You just get married. And deck 2. Let's just take a ride in this elevator, see where it's going. So it's a different elevator to the other one, isn't it? Right, so it didn't open that side. So you got your spacesuit suits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 6 spacesuit lockers. Also, the good thing about these suit lockers or armor lockers, whatever, it is a suit clamp. You back into it. Is that it's got the door opener on the inside as well. I got in one at the Invictus event, and I couldn't get out the locker. And eventually, people who were walking up, I'm trying to wave to them, but I couldn't bring my arms up because I'm hitting the glass that would come down in front of me. And somebody eventually just pressed the button. So you can use oh, that's an airlock, isn't it? We can open it because we're not in space, you see. We're in a convention centre. It should have opened. Oh, that's open and close. So you must actually get into something in there. And of course, so is that the elevator I came down in? And this is obviously the gun turrets, maybe. Don't want to risk getting in the chairs because sometimes you don't get out. Oh, and here's this thing I was talking about with 4 seats either side, where the what I mentioned earlier is that they've got the brace bars on, like on your fairground ride, obviously so you don't fall out the seat. They're rapid release. If you've got normal seat belts and stuff like that, of course, you're not really looking for the quickest get out. But if this is a battle vehicle, which all of them are at this event, they're all war vehicles, you might come in at a big swing, you know, revolving and twisting and avoiding like sidewinder homing missiles. The pilot will be twisting and jerking about, and you'll be sat like having the worst fairground ride you've ever had, spinning round and jerking about. And eventually he'll just slam the brakes on, pull close to the ground and say, right, jump. So you sling your hook. There's the button. Not grip. I don't want to grip it. I just want to press it. I did do it then, but something's not happening. Retract. Grip. Oh, I don't know. It's maybe these overhead things. That's showing my life signs. I don't know. See, it should be open like this one. This is the one where you can't actually see all of the ramp down there. So you can open this door from either side. And then you've got this medibay, which I was talking about earlier as well. So they're not working, the storages. They look as though they are, they're pretending. But like they say, oh yes, just a pretender. So in most cases, a lot of these storages and doors and things open, but I think they're quite limited to how much stock they can have on. Medical assistant. You know, but generally you would lay on the bed. This is if you got somebody treating you. Otherwise, you can actually just lay on the bed, and you'll also get a screen for yourself, I think. No? No, because it is a medical bay. So you're expected to have somebody do the stuff on you. You can't do it to yourself. So you'd have a medic on board, of course. And there's your, again, your rear cargo. There's a lift either side, I didn't realise that. Well, I mean, I think for the amount of people that's in here, you got 8 passengers. Mind you, I haven't seen where the crew would sit. So, I've just noticed my internet is struggling a little bit. I'm just going to go and click that button for the... I use speedtest.net because I'm in the UK, and that's the one that my company's, the internet service provider I have, says to use. They're currently doing 363 megabytes from my 600 I was doing when I was not paying attention. And oh, there it is. So this one just opens the doors again. So we must be on this floor called the cargo deck, and then we can go up to engineering. Eh? Ah, so the engineering deck spun me round. I wonder if the other one did that as well. I think it did. And there's your so that's the only area you wouldn't be allowed past this area for passengers. You're allowed from there through to there. Is it? There. That's it. You wouldn't be allowed around this corner. That's the engineering. And I wonder what this big space is for here. I mean... Oh, I didn't see that. So I've got some whippy-doo headphones on, which play the sound in the direction. So this... Obviously some sort of other upper deck. And... close. And open. So it's a dual control, but I don't know what that is up there. Don't know what the point of the ship is. So maybe that is for number 2. Maybe that is for drones or something like that, because there is a ship that's got drones on board, and they can repair things, and they can fight, and they can follow the ship, and there can be decoys. They can do whatever you want them to do. Of course, we've been in here with the secret storage that's not so secret. Of course, once everybody knows about it, everybody knows about it, and that's it. You're done. How do you get to the flight deck? Deck 2. There's the elevator, right. So did I not go down in this one? I ain't been down them stairs yet, so just take a right. I have been down in this elevator, haven't I? Exit ship. So this one will take you right down to the outside. Like so. Upper deck. So this will be cargo. And then you can actually go back down. So if your elevator is not working for some reason, and these will all be parts of the engineering things that you have. You know, yeah, cargo deck. And there's your suits. That's the door that I was trying to open. And this is your front, your cargo, say your medical bay. We've just been in there. And the outside, right. So I want to get to the pilot seat. Not found that yet. And not found a way to open this door. Oh, it must be that. I'm missing this thing, aren't I? Pull. There you are. And he puts the ramp out. The ramp doesn't go all the way down though, so we noticed that. So these two chairs here fire these two cannons. But if I was to get in one and it spins me around and puts me out looking outside, as you can see down there, look, and I can't get out, then I am naffed, aren't I? So that's the elevator and stuff that we've just been looking at. Where is the pilot's seats? Interesting. Ah, we haven't been in here. So there's your suit lockers. So you see the suit lockers close up like that. And then here is the pilot seat. So your pilots, 1, 2, co-pilot maybe on the right, navigator, oh, remote turret, and I mean we could risk, now we've seen everything, we could risk getting in this seat and it might end the stream. So I'm going to risk getting in this seat just to show the turrets. I'll give it another quick nudge. So this could be goodbye. I can't get out of this screen already. I'm already stuck. Alright, it looks like I am dead. Waiting for the program to respond. So this is the trials and tribulations and the fun of StarCitizen. So don't forget that they can always say, well, we're still in development, because it's never going to come out of development, is it? I'm drinking a bit of ice cream in McDonald's cup. The reason for which, I suppose we're still streaming, you can still have my voice, all of the game's frozen. The reason for which is that they will not make money once the game's launched. And even if they took the price up to 60 quid, some of the ships cost much more than that anyway. Some of the cheapest ships are around $45, which translates to about 40 quid in UK money. But you would pay that for most games anyway these days. Yeah. So overall, it's just saying wait for the program to respond. So I think that's the end of the stream. And what I'll say is, even now, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, because you're mental like me, watching somebody play Star Citizen instead of getting yourself in their game. If you look in the description, I've put a link in there which has got my code on it, or if you've got any friends that play, use their code. It doesn't really matter to me whether you use the code or not. I don't get anything out of it. Basically, it gives you an extra 20k, I believe. If you just sign up for the game yourself, you'll only get 5k to spend in the game. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure. Those prices might have changed, but I've recently just set up a new account for my grandson, and basically network error. So and I've got 341 megabytes up and down. So I don't think it's that's caused it this time. And basically, they'll give you, for using someone's code, you'll get an extra 20,000 credits. Alpha AUEC, they call it. The A is Alpha. UEC is United Earth Credits. So it's normally United Earth Credits is the currency we use inside the game. And from then, of course, with the game still being alpha, that's why they call it A, lowercase a, capital U, E and C, AUEC. Just so you know. And then people who didn't know go, oh yeah, I knew. So, also when you're getting in a game, you would error code. Lobby is disabled, okay. You would do this. Click on your friend's name and go invite to party, or you would go to join if they're already in. He isn't in because he's sat being kicked. Error, lobby code, blah blah blah. Matchmaking currently disabled, right. So that is why we couldn't meet up. Then I didn't know matchmaking was disabled. There must be a fault today. I think the push to server's too hard, to be honest with you. Because on a week like Invictus week, you've got too many people, so I'll have to restart the game. You've got too many people without capable computers trying to get in and play the game, and this causes lag. But it should only stop there on their computer, and it should only stop at the server. It shouldn't affect other people's games. So I've got a whoopie-doo computer. I've got reasonably fast, should I say, internet, apart from the fact that they keep throttling. And best, let me change the, if you want to change your server, I'll go for the Asian server, see if that works. Can't do it. Australian server. Matchmaking disabled. Alright, I didn't want to matchmake. So I'm going to have to close my game, I reckon, and restart. So, Area 18 is where I am. So if you come in Andreas UK, I'll always be in Area 18. Just because it's the easiest area for me. Microtech tends to be too big and you're running forever. Hurston's always really busy and the game lags like mad for me there when I'm running about. There's too much graphical and activity going on to let my game run smoothly, even though my computer's quite easily able to play the game. And then there's, of course, Crusader, which is a big gas ball like this, and that is a hell of a flight to get out of the atmosphere. Well, it's not atmosphere, it's a gas ball, big gas giant, and the whole of the local area is all just little platforms that you're in, and well, the big platforms, because once you've landed up, you get a train to one. You're looking for your way around. I can't find my way around there all the time. It's just constant struggle. So it looks like it's not going to let me in anymore. So anyway, that was the end of that, and I will thank you for watching. I will. It's middle of the day for me. It's just coming past up to 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. So I reckon there are a lot of guys waking up from their slumber and starting to play, and that's maybe what's causing the extra traffic. But in a normal day, when they haven't got an Invictus week on or an event or whatever, I come on, play fine. Obviously, people who don't want to come in and they only want to try it on the free week, they come in and they have all these problems and they can't deal with it and say, I'm not buying the game. And that's where I'm saying that I don't know why Robert Space Industries doesn't, Cloud Imperium Games, who've made the game, don't say, right, we're just opening this up to people who sign up for the playtest and we'll choose from where they're going to be coming from. So we might have, I don't know, 200 players all joining the game, but you've had to request coming into the playtest, and we'll give you, 6 days or 8 days, and if you don't make it and you can't make that appointment time, we'll give you another one. If you don't turn up on the day, we'll do you another. And if you want to be invited along to like any cancellation, so we always are going to have at least 1,000 people online at any one time. People say, well, 1,000 people, that's a lot. Well, there's 4,400,000 people playing this game, as I heard. 4,400,000. Now, if they're all trying to get on this week, that's why the situation's like it is. And that's not the biggest. I mean, you want to look at games like GTA where they have like 5 million people, 10 million people playing every night. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But that's the world we live in these days. So that's all I'm getting is that lobby error. So I'm going to quit my game and I'll say thank you very much for watching, and hopefully you can join me when I'll record a better video. Graphically, the graphics look a bit grainy on my. I'm rewatching the feed, but I'm going to watch it again that I've just recorded to see whether the quality is any better. But that's all down to the fact that I'm only getting 318 megabytes when they promised me 400, so they're still undercutting me. And if I want to increase the megabytes on this, I have to just go and click my speed test. As soon as my speed test runs, the internet service provider company goes, we've got a link here that we recognise somebody's testing our services, we best open the throttle. So they're illegally doing that, I would suggest, because they're promising me 400 megabytes all the time, 24/7 minimum. 400 megabytes is what I pay for. but I can often go to my speed test, or I actually go to, like I say, Glasswire, which is a piece of software that is installed, and it tells me if that doesn't match what the speed test is telling me, then I know that the speed test is lying, because this measures my device. It measures the uptime and the downtime. It measures the speed of the internet up and down from my machine, so I know what my machine is able to accomplish currently. And now, after I've clicked the speed test, they've opened the throttle and it's gone up to 658 megabytes. And if I click it again, it'll just keep going up and up and up, because they've opened it once and they'll be thinking, oh, their bots on their internet service providers may be saying, oh, maybe there's something wrong, let's give him a bit more, let's give him a bit more. Why don't they just leave me at 400 like I'm paying for? Now I've got up to 712, okay? So 712 megabytes. 794, 800, 816, 830. So they're just opening up and opening up and opening up and thinking, oh, well, he must be doing something that needs, all this power. So yeah, use Glasswire and compare that with your speedtest.net or your speed test, whatever your speed test is that you're using. There's quite a lot of them out there, isn't there? And it'll tell you your IP address and all the rest of it. Which is another reason why I don't want to show it. Pardon me. But yeah. Right, I will go this time. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you in the next one at some future time. This is StarManOne, also known as Andreas UK, StarCitizen, and a few other Star games as well. So I haven't recorded many of them though. I might do in the future. I'm just learning to stream again. I used to stream a long time ago, 10 years ago, but everything's changed these days. And yeah, ta-ta bye.